Well, what a welcome back. Rangers lose 4-0 to the Washington Capitals in their return post-Christmas break. And what an ugly game this was in every single aspect. The Rangers just got dominated simply in all three zones in this one. And there's not much else to it, honestly. Outside of that, they couldn't hit the net all night. They had 20 plus missed shots on net tonight. The referees were atrocious, but granted, that wasn't the main factor. Washington, again, just dominated in every aspect of the game, and they just sucked from every single part of it. And it's that simple. As Gallant said, they were garbage tonight, and that's one way to put it, but I think that's underselling how awful they played tonight. They were really bad. And it's crazy. And it's crazy because they outshoot Washington in this one, but it doesn't end up mattering, and it just shows you that not always the team that outshoots the other ends up winning. So it is what it is. Before we jump into it, though, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. We cover the Rangers heavily on the channel, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. But let's talk about this game. This was just a disaster game from the start. And the first period, they started off by getting just dominated early on. Honestly, I thought that they got outchanced, outworked early on, and the only chance they really had was a couple fast breaks. Kravtsov looked very good early on in this game. He ends up getting taken down by Dmitry Orlov. Nothing ended up being called on that. Rangers then take a penalty as Ryan Lindgren gets called for one. I think that was the Lindgren penalty there. Yeah, he gets called for slashing for the first of a mountain of penalties in tonight's game. And yeah, not long after that, Chris Kreider would then be called for holding as Ovi just ends up completely diving there, and for whatever reason, not an embellishment call, and they had to call that for a light tap there, and they go 5-on-3, and on the 5-on-3, Marcus Johansson will pick up a goal from Kuznetsov and Gustafsson. Igor makes the first save on this. Jacob Trouba then fails to clear the puck away from in front of the net, which allowed Mojo in front of the net to pick it up and bury that one. So 1-0 early for Washington. And the Rangers, will they gain any momentum back? Nope, they did not really gain a single thing. I'll give them this. Their first period, they looked the best for the offensive side, things that they did all game, but it was not impressive at all for me whatsoever. They just didn't generate enough scoring chances that were quality. Most of the shots they kind of peppered on net, and it just wasn't good enough. First period, just an absolute disaster. They outshot Washington 13-8, but that does not tell the story of how bad that first period was. They looked brutal, and they did nothing. They didn't do enough on that power play that they got in the first period, as well as Jensen got called for closing his hand on the puck, which is a rare call that you see nowadays. So that was interesting. But yeah, the Rangers just don't end up doing anything on that power play opportunity that they got there. They tried to do too much again on the power play tonight, and it was just a lot of passing and not enough of shooting. And when they did shoot, they missed the net nonstop. Second period comes around, and 32 seconds in, the Rangers end up getting a power play. Dmitry Orlov gets called for tripping, and it was about time. That was kind of the makeup call, if I had to take a guess there on what that was. So yeah, Dmitry Orlov goes off for tripping, and the Rangers on the power play can't convert again. I don't remember what the chances were they got on this. I don't really think they got any good chances, if I remember correctly. But again, missing the net. Mika Zibanejad looked off tonight with his shot. He was not lifting the puck really a lot on those shots, and it just didn't look the same as we normally see. And the Rangers just couldn't get anything going there at all in the second period. Again, Keandre Miller got an opportunity. He missed the net on one. Then he gets burnt defensively in the same sequence. And Washington gets a fast break the other way. Thankfully, they end up making the stop. Then you have Keandre Miller a little bit later make a beautiful move to get through the neutral zone. But it didn't end up leading to anything. Then you had the big save of the night, though, where Igor Shesterkin had to make a ridiculous save after Washington threw a shot on it, deflected off Ryan Lindgren, and then Johansson picked it up in front. He almost got his second of the night, but Igor with a beautiful glove save. And I don't know how he kept that one out, but it kept the game intact there. I don't remember if that was after the goal, the second goal, or before it. But regardless, Gauthier then ends up taking a penalty, a delay of game penalty. I don't know why it says it listed here. He took it at the same time as the goal, but I don't remember it being a power play goal. But Gustafsson ends up scoring from Sherry and Strom. Oh yeah, because they challenged the goal. That's right. Right. Goalie interference. What's that? Right. Okay. So yeah. Connor Sherry just casually sitting in the net, and for whatever reason, not goaltender interference anymore. What's goaltender interference? I don't know. You probably don't know. Nobody knows what goaltender interference is anymore. For whatever reason, that it's not a clear defined rule. It's just whatever the NHL wants by the figment of their imagination every single day. So the Rangers challenge that. They end up not having the challenge go their way, and that ends up putting them shorthanded, and they wouldn't allow a goal shorthanded, but shortly after, Lars Eller would score from Anthony Mantha as, again, Jacob Trouba in a one-on-one battle, waving his stick like a Harry Potter wand. And yeah, Lars Eller, that's money for him. And that makes it a 3-0 game. And that makes it a second period, 15-7 in favor of Washington for shots in that period. Another ugly period there for the Rangers. And the third period was just a complete garbage crapshoot. I don't even know what to talk about there. Washington took a mountain of penalties in that third period, and they didn't score once. They had to score on that early power play if they wanted a chance. They didn't even get enough good looks, in my opinion, on the power play. Missed the net again, a stupid amount. Irwin took a penalty later on. You had 6-on-4. That was your chance as well. But Connor Sherry ended up burying the empty net goal, shorthanded, to make it a 4-0 game. And then Hathaway took a late penalty that they called for interference, and that was it. We also had, I think it was in the third period as well, where Julian Gauthier blatantly got tripped in front of the net when he had an opportunity. They didn't call anything. You had Gauthier also get tripped on one that the Rangers had reviewed in the second period for if it went in the goal. But instead, nope. No penalty shot, no nothing, even though he was clearly slashed in that sequence. But sure. Again, it wouldn't have made the difference. Shots in the third were 12-7 in favor of the Rangers. Shots in the game 32-30 in favor of the Rangers somehow. Face-off percentage 56-44 in favor of Washington. The power play went 0-for-5. There's your story of the game. The power play not converting, and it's a problem. It's a problem. Hits 18-19 in favor of Washington. Block shot 16-5 in favor of the Rangers. Or in favor of the Rangers, in favor of Washington. Washington blocked a lot of shots. They looked so good in the defensive zone, and they looked like they actually knew what they were doing. Giveaway 7 for Washington, 14 for the Rangers. Yep, turnovers too were a killer for the Rangers tonight. And in terms of each line, I don't know how to tell you, because Gallant decided, yeah, let's juggle the lines, even though it was fine what they had before. So I'll just run down the list of players that had good games and bad games. The good, Vitaly Kravtsov, will start there. He had a great game. He was flying through the ice, and he just looked so good. He looked so good tonight. Had a couple nice moves to get some quality opportunities at scoring chances for the Rangers, going a couple fast breaks. So I liked Kravtsov's game. I liked Heedle's game. Heedle, I thought, had a really good game. He also played with a lot of speed. I liked Brzezinski's game. I liked Gauthier's game. And the list ends about there. Yeah. The list ends there. I didn't like Panarin's game. I didn't like Laffy's game. Didn't like Trocheck's game. Really didn't like Kreider's game. Barker Gujo was meh tonight. Kakko, no. VC, no. And then Zibanejad, no. Especially Mika. Mika had a very off game when it came to the shooting side of things. He did not look good at all. He had 5 shots on goal, but I don't remember any of them being really good. Like, I didn't like his game. I really didn't. people will probably disagree, but I really don't think that anyone had a great game outside of the guys that I mentioned. For the defense, I didn't like anyone's game really on the defensive side either. I really didn't. I was going to compliment Miller. Then he had a couple boneheaded plays, though, in the game. But he still was probably the best defenseman of the night because Lindgren was not good. Fox was not good. Trouba was awful, horrendous. Harper was horrendous. Schneider was decent, but it is what it is. And then Igor had a very solid night himself. Unfortunate that save percentage is going to get tanked from this game. I'm trying to end this video quickly and go to bed. I don't really have much to say about this game. They lost 4-0. Let's get to Twitter and see what you guys have to say. Carly says, is this team literally real? Yeah. Are we shocked? This happens all the time after breaks with the Rangers. That's why I'm a little less on the panic side of things when it comes to this loss, is because they do this every time after they have long layoffs. They'll always come out slow and they'll take a bit, but you got to turn things around come Thursday night in Tampa, that's for sure. Otherwise, then we have some real issues here. Zalo said, WTF happened. The refs suck, but still. Yeah, I don't know. The refs were garbage, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Outside of the fact that they got dominated in all three zones and they need to be better on Thursday about it. That's all I could say there. Because they were trying to play conservative. Couldn't even do that successfully. Washington was just burning them through the neutral zone. There was just nothing good enough. The offensive zone play, they weren't hitting the net. And then defensively, they allowed way too much. It's that simple. New York Style 24 says, what did I just watch? You watch New York Rangers hockey presented by Chase, baby. Nothing better than it, and nothing to give you more stress than it. So that's what you watched, and fortunately, I witnessed it in person. Matthew says, the Rangers have an awful problem with not finishing. Burying the pucks is just not in their vocab. I don't want to hear the Rangers are back garbage. This is ridiculous. Efforts like this shouldn't happen. Just bury the puck. Couple things I want to mention there. When it comes to a problem with not finishing opportunities, yeah, they don't capitalize enough on their opportunities, and I completely agree with that. They need to be better with that, because we saw what happened in the playoffs with Ryan Strome when he missed a wide open net, how that backfired for them in the playoffs. And you need to capitalize on the moments, because when it comes to the bigger times, come playoff time, you need to be able to capitalize on those opportunities. And yeah, they need to be better at that. And when it comes to them being back, I don't know. We have to see more, but you don't, like, they beat some good teams during that win streak. They did. They beat some good teams, and they had some impressive wins during that win streak. So I'm not there yet. I'm chalking this up as a bad loss and hoping that they bounce back. But Thursday, if they lose, I'll definitely raise my concern level a bit. But for right now, I'm not as worried. But yeah, efforts like this shouldn't happen. You're completely right there. That can't happen. Black Dog RVA says, bad start, worst second, too soft in our own D zone. Trouba stays hot and gets his third of the season. Way too many shots wide or shanked. Not good enough, boys. Yeah, this comment nails it. The start was awful, and they're notorious for awful starts, so that doesn't surprise me. Second was even worse. I completely agree there. The D zone, way too soft. You're completely right there. Trouba with the third of the season. Yeah, might as well credit him with a goal. And yeah, the shots were not hitting the net at all, and it was a problem. It was embarrassing to watch. Watch a bunch of grown men paid millions to miss the net, and even sometimes they were wide open, missing the open net. But that's gonna be it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on this game. Would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. So if you did enjoy, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially for Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.